हेलो एवरीवन। आज की वीडियो में जानेंगे बेसिक डिफरेंस बिटवीन लेट वेर एंड कॉन्स्ट कीवर्ड. So these are the three basic keywords that are mostly being used in JavaScript, and we'll be making use of these three keywords heavily while doing performing the automation using a playwright with the help of JavaScript language. So let's get back to the lecture and try to understand what I have written over here. Right. So there are two basic differences. There are two basic, you can say that, fields where there you can find the differences between let and var. First, try to understand let and var. Okay. So the first thing is that the keyword var. I have written over here that redeclaration of variable is allowed. In case of var, you can redeclare a variable, but in case of a let keyword, you cannot redeclaration of variable. I have already demoed it in the previous lectures, but I'll demo it one more time. For the sake of simplicity. So it's not that very difficult. So what I'm trying to say over here, if I am writing as let a equals India, okay, let's say if I have taken this particular stuff over here, I have declared a variable a holding a value of type string over here, right? And I've stored it in keyword form of let. Okay, can I do this again? Am I allowed? Let a equals. See, it has started giving me some form of error. Everywhere it is giving me red kind of stuff. Okay, so let's say again, allow me to type in out, right? Uh, let's run it. Let's see what happens. Console. Allow me to type. Allow me to run it. Console.log. So if we try to run this particular program, what will happen? What should happen? Let's see what should happen. On running it, it has been saying, or it is giving me some form of an error in runtime, that identifier A has already been declared, which means that with the help of let keyword, you cannot redeclare a variable, which I have already mentioned it over here. Redeclaration of a variable is not allowed with the help of a let keyword, but can it be done with the help of var keyword? Let's see what happens. See, with the help of var keyword, it is allowed. So with the help of var keyword, redeclaration is allowed. I first, declared it that, let's say, let var a equals to India. Now I will say that var a equals to, let's say, any other country name. Okay, and I'll try to run this program. Will I get some error or not? Let's see. See, it has printed me the updated value. First, I declared it to some other value. Now I have declared it to some other value, but it is working fine over here because this redeclaration concept is allowed with var keyword only. Let will not allow to do you the same way, like integer a equals to 12. So in Java you cannot redeclare the same variable again, right? So this facility is only provided with the let keyword. Okay, now in terms of scope you will see some differences. So first, try to understand the let keyword. So what I've written over here is that if it is declared inside a function, then the scope is local. If it is declared outside a function, then scope will become a global variable kind of stuff. It will be treated, and if it is declared inside a block, then the scope will be remaining block level only. So it's just like plain simple kind of Java, if you can compare it to some extent. Okay, but I'll just demo it out to you. So what I've written is that, not I have written, this is the basic functionality of let keyword. If it is declared, let's say, outside a function basically means I am just trying to, let a equals India. If I'm writing it in this particular way, it means that now it is a global variable. The value will be accessed globally. But if, let's say, there is a particular function we have created, function, let's say, country name. Okay, now let's say console.log or anything, or you can say, let's say, a, no, sorry, this is a function. Allow me to create a block as well. I'm just trying to, let's say, if 2 equals to 2, which is a true. I'm writing a particular code inside a block. uh, console dot log a. Okay, so what will happen at this point in time? I am going to make use of this let keyword, and let's see that I have declared it as a global variable. Okay, now what will happen? I have declared it as a global variable. Will it be accessible inside a function, inside a block, or not? We'll check it out at the end. Console.log, let's say. I'm just created based on any virtual example. So what will happen? My let keyword currently, it is described at a global level. So if it is described at a global level, then first time it's gonna be printing console.log a for sure. Okay, but over here, if it is declared inside a block, then scope is block level only. Okay, so let's see what is the outcome. I am deliberately trying to create a contradictory kind of atmosphere so that you are able to understand. See, I am inside a particular block, okay, but still I am able to access it because now it is a global variable. It can be accessed inside a function, sorry, inside a function as well, and it can be accessed and used inside a block as well. But if this variable is if any variable is described as, let's say, let b equals to Japan. Okay, and console.log b. Okay, and I will do the same thing over here. See what happens, what is the outcome we are getting. I hope we will be able to understand. It is very very simple. If not, I'll do the dry run. See, described a variable b inside a particular block. If it is declared inside a block, then the scope remains block level only. Okay, you are not able to access it over outside this block or inside any function or at a global level. Okay, which basically simply means that if you describe a let keyword in a block, its scope will be inside block only. You cannot use it anywhere else. If you describe a variable with the help of let keyword on a global level, it will become as a global uh, entity. It can be used inside a block. See, it is getting printed over here as well, as we have already shown you. And it will be used inside a function as well, and it is being used on a global level. So this is the way the let keyword works in terms of scope. But what will happen if I do it with the help of var keyword? Okay, so in var, what will happen, even if I describe something inside a block, then also it will be acting like a global variable. Now you will not be getting this error that b is not defined. Okay, let's see. Sorry, let me just save it. See, so India, Japan, India, Japan, India, Japan, India, and Japan. So Japan value is particularly inside a block, but with the help of var keyword, it becomes like a global variable. So in var, the only difference is that anything that is described outside a function will be acting like a global variable. See, if declared inside a function, then only the scope is gonna be a local. Otherwise, its scope will be at a global level only. If it is outside a particular function, but even inside a block, then the scope is global. And if it is declared outside a function, then the scope is gonna be remaining global only. So with the help of this very simple and easy example, we can see the difference between var and let keyword. Now coming back to the const variable, so the const variable will behave exactly like this particular let keyword. The only difference is that const basically means if you have made some value as constant. If const c is equals to 34, then can we do it like const c equals 36? No, it will never happen. Once you have decided and you have fixed and finalized the value as these are the constants that I'm making use of these values in my automation framework. So these values will never change. If by chance, by mistake, you try to declare the same variable anywhere else, this error will start getting popped up, or it will not be running, right? So this is the basic difference between var, let, and const keyword. I hope this video helps you in understanding the scope and declarations, and very soon we'll be coming back with a new lecture on objects in JavaScript. So stay tuned and thank you for your time.